Alright, so if you watched yesterday's video, this is a continuation of that video. I realized I was just trying to shoot a raw video and not send it off to editors or anything like that. And the video just ended abruptly because it stopped recording, and then I was 5 minutes in and didn't want to start a whole new video and everything like that, so I just let it be. Again, I was trying to make it raw and not send it off to my editors and things like that, so yeah, ended abruptly on talking about doing testosterone or something, but yeah. I'm just okay being natural. My only thing is I do want to get tested to see how low I am on testosterone, but it's also not that big of a deal either. Like, I plan on working out my entire life. I don't really plan on doing any competitions or anything like that. I'm just doing this for like my overall personal physique and, having a good physique for my wife to like and for, me to have what do you say? I can't think of the right words or phrase. Shall she ever leave me or something like that? Yeah, whatever, there's a phrase, but I can't remember it. Just kind of kidding. But yeah, so, I'm planning on working out the rest of my life, and I'm just taking things like a little bit more easy. When I say easy, I always do things extreme because that's just who I am, but I just not putting any psychological pressure on my fitness, no extreme goals that I need to hit by some certain time, and I'll be upset by the end. Like, I was trying to have a six-pack by June, and that didn't really happen. I didn't want to diet any harder and lose any muscle or anything like that. So we're going to hit June. I'm not going to have a six-pack, but I am going to have close to one of the best physiques I've ever had, especially size-wise. And yeah, so I just plan on continuing this. Oh, but going back to taking things to the extreme. I pretty much work out 7 days a week. I always work out 7 days a week. The only time I don't work out 7 days a week is if some life thing pops up. And because I have so many kids and things like that, life things do pop up, fairly frequently, at least once a month, where we have to miss a couple days in the gym. But outside of that, we hit 7 days a week in the gym. And yeah, with my fiance Jenna. I don't know if you guys have met Jenna on this channel. She's definitely been on the Elite Automation YouTube channel. That's my fiance. We've been together for 3 years now. She actually works with Elite Automation and works with all the companies that we operate. But she's the CMO, marketing officer of Elite Automation. But yeah, she works out with me every day. We work out together every day. And now so she has 2 kids, which are now my kids, but 2 boys. And so that puts us to a total of 6 kids now. For any of you guys who just don't know my situation. Also, too, with the way the YouTube channel ended abruptly before, I don't know how much context was there. So I have full custody of my one daughter, and then the other 3 kids I have 50-50 custody with their mom, and then we have Jenna's 2 kids all the time. So yeah, there's 3 kids that live with us all the time basically, and then 3 that are with us 50% of the time. So that's just kind of how our family life dynamic is, and that's only important because I just want you guys to understand maybe the complexities of our life, how busy we are, things that we have to work around, and challenges. Again, this YouTube channel is primarily just to talk about business, investing, maybe navigating through the family life. But I'm really with this channel, I want to try to give people mindsets and tactics to become wealthy themselves. That's my primary goal. And just through observing my life and what's going on in my life and my businesses and things like that, how those things can either motivate, educate, or somebody can apply the tactical things into their life to change their life. And that's the primary reason why we relaunched this YouTube channel. I pretty much never stopped YouTube itself. When I stopped doing the MG YouTube channel, I pretty immediately picked up and created the Elite Automation YouTube channel, which was, again, it's revolved around engineering, robotics, manufacturing, and really speaking to the buyer of automated manufacturing equipment, because that's what that business does. We build automated manufacturing equipment. Very complex business, by the way, and this is one thing that I've definitely have grown in my experience and learned is that company is one of the most complex companies that you could ever think of. It's just mind-blowing, the complexity. Even building a 50-story building is probably not even as complicated as what we do, just because of the dynamic of our business. And yeah, we can get into that in another one. And then the property business that we have is I'll say extremely easy. Somebody else might be doing properties and stuff like that, and I like that business because it's really taught me a lot about financials, and it's helped me with the calculations of financials, because with Elite Automation, like, that company is very sporadic. It's hard to predict things. You can make projections and stuff like that, but you're not going to be right on your projections pretty much ever. So everything's kind of just more of speculation. And you just, if you get a project or don't get a project, like, it sways like the company completely. Luckily over the past like 5 years, like, we've continued to grow like the sizes of our projects, and so that's like helped with the growth. That company's grown quite a bit over the past few years. We're in like a slow period right now with the election and everything that's gone on. Yeah, and to talk about that real quick, like, I was one of the individuals that I didn't care about politics whatsoever. And now, especially with like Elite Automation and like just businesses in general, like, I care about those because I care about politics because, like, the different policies and stuff they put in place it really hits the market, right? And when I say the market, like the stock market. And if the stock market's affected, it's generally a good indicator that it's going to affect other business, right? If interest rates goes up, it affects business. So, a lot of the people that buy from our Elite Automation company, they're buying capital equipment, which is multi-millions of dollars. And a lot of times and almost always those capital equipments are put on loans, right? And so whenever your interest rate is 15% on a loan versus an 8%, it changes their ROI whenever they run an ROI calculation. So again, I'm just trying to, break down how like the economics and everything like that makes an impact. And so that's really driven me to become more involved with politics and stuff like that. Not necessarily involved personally, but just pay attention to it. And again, completely ignoring all the drama and completely ignoring all the mainstream media, just like looking at like more the data and the drama a little bit on like how it's going to impact the market, because the market impacts on drama more than data a lot of times. So yeah, hopefully that's like just a good brief raw video of kind of some of the things that I'm going through, or not going through, but been through, and kind of where we're planning on going. We're planning to continue to scale the properties company and continue to drive the automation company. And the automotive company, we're kind of actually scaling that back. Also planning to do something in the Robotaxi with Tesla. We'll see like where that goes. I'm just like a little bit leery on the automotive things. The thing I don't like about automotive is like automobiles are a depreciating asset. So if you spend money on an automobile, then you don't get the money back out of it the way you would with like a property. So that's one thing I really like about properties, is like you buy a property and generally they appreciate over time, unless a neighborhood goes to shit. But if anything, we're buying in bad neighborhoods that are actually upcoming and becoming better neighborhoods. So over time, we're going to have a significant growth in just the valuation of the properties that we're buying, not including like the renovations and stuff that we're doing on the properties. But again, one other thing I didn't mention here is like definitely I'm invested quite a bit into Tesla. I have a huge amount of my cash riding on Tesla, so I think this Robotaxi is going to be a huge thing, and honestly, it's going to make a lot of people wealthy. Just investing in the Tesla stock alone is going to make a lot of people wealthy. And then I also made a video just a few days ago on Robotaxi not Robotaxi, but FSD, so Tesla Full Self-Driving. FSD becoming $50,000, right? And then through doing that, I was doing some calculations on like ROI and stuff. And honestly, Robotaxi, you owning a Robotaxi and operating a fleet is going to be one of the most valuable things that you can do as a business. Like, especially if you can even hit anywhere between $100,000 to $200,000 in revenue per year per vehicle. Your ROI is going to be ridiculous. You're going to get like a 6-month ROI on any money you put into it. And yeah, so I mean, this is going to be mind-blowing on the opportunity where people can make money there. Again, it matters a little bit on like what the profit sharing looks like, and if anything else adjusts, like the vehicle price goes up or FSD does go up to $50,000. But even at $50,000, there's a business justification. There's a business justification for Robotaxi to be $100,000 for like commercial use or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to be talking quite a bit on like investing in Tesla. I'm going to be talking about, Robotaxi a lot as it comes up, and if we start investing into Tesla. So we also have a Cybertruck and we have a Model Y, both with FSD. And so I think that the FSD we bought with those vehicles is actually going to appreciate in value. So FSD is $8,000 right now. I'm going to predict, and I think that it's worth $12,000 right now, but I think it's easily going to go up to like $15,000 for even non-commercial use. So I'm going to be talking a lot about, you know, that experience, and as Robotaxi becomes alive, starting to invest into that, and then plausibly, like, since they're going to launch in like Austin, Texas, and we'll see whenever they start like allowing investors and general population to start getting involved with it, because it might be a 1 or 2 years out before they let general population get involved. They might only use their own cars and manage their own fleet and their own networks right now. Like, say for instance, Evansville, Indiana, which is where we are at, southern Indiana, it may not become available for us to be on the Robotaxi network for 3, 4, 5 years. You know what I mean? So as far as like an investment as a business, I don't know how far out. I don't know how far out exactly that's going to be. So there's a plausibility, like if Austin, Texas becomes publicly available to invest into, maybe we make a deal or start operating in Austin, Texas, a Robotaxi fleet before it even comes to Evansville, Indiana, maybe multiple years before we can even invest here into Evansville, Indiana. We'll just kind of see. Also, I think there's just so much upside in the stock price itself that honestly, just investing in the stock is going to be a great, tremendously great investment. And it might even be better than investing in your own Robotaxi itself. I just think that this is going to be one of those things where you hear stories about people investing in like Amazon when it was $10, and people who invested, you know, $10 into Amazon, you know, 20 years ago now are millionaires. You know what I mean? Like that, those type of numbers. I think we might see that with Tesla, between the Robotaxi and then between the Optimus robot, which that's another thing we'll be discussing on as well. So hopefully you guys stay tuned and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Not necessarily like this. We'll do more edited and polished videos, but I just want to get content out and start doing things more raw and just like boom, 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 boom. Especially when it comes to like news things, I just want to be on top of it. So subscribe also if you're interested in any like news that's affecting the market, technology news. We're going to be doing some more videos on like Waymo's FSD and all those things. So yeah, catch you on the next one.